Alright, let's get the stream on the road. Shift, you're already sitting here in chat. Good evening to you too. How's it going? How's the day? Problems of having long hair is that every time you shed a single hair, it's like everywhere. Yeah, we've got some more Sonic Pie going in the background today. I don't know, can we make it more oomph? There we go. We can make it more oomph. Oh wait, that's not even the right one. There we go. Perhaps a touch loud though. Yeah, I don't know, there's a bunch of synth stuff going on. What other synth do we got? We'll try some chip lead. We'll get to that part eventually. I'm slowly learning how to use this program better so that eventually I want to do I want to get good at this so that I can eventually do like a whole stream where I'm just like doing a DJ set, but with this. Because it's like modular synth, but it's code. Anyway. Oh yeah. Club's a little, it's a little intense. How about some of that? I wonder if I broke it. Well, we can also kill the drums. There we go. There we go. Can take the drums down a little bit. Oh, you know what we can do? Hang on, how does choose work? I think we can have it choose different drums. Choose. Okay, we can choose from an array containing chip 1, the club 1, There was one of that. And let's try that. I think this should choose a different set of drums every so often. Oh, every single loop it chooses. That's not quite what I wanted. Well, that might work actually if we do like... It'll randomly choose between the chip sound and the like... There we go. It's a little more variation. Anyway, that was not the point of today's stream. That's just something I'd like to do eventually. What I'm actually trying to do today is fix the bugs in the program from last time, because currently when we try to run the game, it crashes. Because we can't resolve perform, because we can't... It doesn't know what this game thing is, and this is largely due to I followed the tutorial out of order last time and skipped ahead to the map part, which was working, but I skipped over the entity and character part, and now that part's not working. To the point where it doesn't compile and in fact crashes. So, I'm trying to figure out how this is supposed to know about game. Because that's currently not working. Okay. In each subclass of action, we will have the perform function K. To expand action. Okay, I did that. I have action. And I did these, which has the same problem. I did that. And I did that. So I'm missing something somewhere. Because the actions don't know what a game is. I wonder, because my actions are stored. Actions are stored in here. Alright, let's run through this tutorial top to bottom. And we'll figure it out. We'll create an entity definition resource. So I'm just gonna run through this all right here, right now. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll create an entity definition, which I did. And source entities entity definition, yes. And set all the properties, not that you can see any of these. Ah, here we go. Visuals, Alice texture. Sure, okay. Let's move on to the actual entity class. Flip to the entity definition. At source entities, entity GD, yes. Top of the script. Entity, sprite, grid position. Blah, blah, blah. This part gets added later. It's fine. Grid position property. Okay, that's fine. By using this simple setter. Okay, so we did that and that, so that's fine. Gonna lurk, you are welcome to work. You're welcome to work as well, but lurking, yes, you're welcome to do that too. Okay, we have a constructor. Okay, that's explaining that code, that's fine. Let's see how we use this entity class to spawn a player and an NPC. For this, we first need to create a new resource of our custom entity definition. Entity definition player, which I'm... Oh. Do I not have that? Entities, actors. Definition. Oh. Oh, no. Wait. In under actors. Wait. Nope. Assets, definitions, entities, actors. Here we go. Entity definition player. In the inspector, click on the texture slot. Create a new Atlas texture. Fill it with the sprite sheet. Which is somewhere. Is it this one? I think it was the bottom one. And then we were going to edit the region. And we liked the little wizard player. Where's the little wizard guy? Here he is. Okay. Left it at default white, that's fine. Okay. Save that. Move over to our main game node. The process function we have wasn't gonna work, so... that was remove it. Also modify the top part of the script. Actors, yes, that's right. Player, entity, event handler. Entities. Good, good. And we have all that. That's explaining the code, that's fine. You should now be able to run the project and see two characters at the center of the screen. Which I can't because that doesn't compile. For the sake of getting things working, can I do that? And then of course this isn't gonna work either, so what if we just comment all of that out? And run it, which is still gonna crash because that doesn't work. Just comment that all out. And then I'm going to try this one more time where this still isn't going to work because that action. Yes, I know you can't write while I run the game. Stop that. Once more with feeling. Could not add child on null value. Node not found relative to root game. Oh, did I... Did I miss reading a step? Probably I missed reading a step. Entities. What I want to know by the player available node the type entity rather than sprite. Also, we get rid of the reference to player. While we're at it, delete the player node from the scene tree as well. We'll be spawning it in. To logically group them, we will spawn our entities into a node which we will call entities. I missed this step. You can see us obtaining a reference to that node now. So now is also node 2D. Create a node 2D as a child of game and call it entities. Ah! Add child node. Node 2D. Oops. Rename. Good evening, afternoon, day to Amberdragon. How's things today? Entities. I'm debugging. It's thrilling. I also changed the music slightly. Because I have the power. I got the power. Does anybody else's brain think in, like, song lyrics and, like, basically TikTok audios? Like, I don't have an actual response to the thing you've said to me. I'm just gonna respond with, like, a clip of a song a la TikTok. how my brain works, and then I have to translate that into real words that regular people are going to understand. Collect the scrap yarn into just 3 baskets. Only 3 baskets. I figured out what I'm casting on for the yarn review, and I got that casted on. I decided I'm doing a, just like a basic double crochet net mesh top. So, squares. Double crochet squares with chain 2 spaces. And I'll just make a bunch of rectangles and call it a top. You have a life soundtrack. It is the best way. It's like, it's the only way. I have not been on Instagram today, actually. Unless I'm posting a thing for our podcast, I tend not to go on Instagram until the evening. Okay, so that's entities. So that should solve some problems. And maybe it runs now. It runs again! Yes! Magic! So yeah, we have 2 things, our player and our NPC. And they don't do anything yet because our actions are broken. But, hey! You had to stop crafting and clean because boys. I mean, they're boys. Do you really have to clean? Okay, next problem was... next problem was actions. They might want chairs to sit on. Well, aren't they needy? Okay, that's not it. Okay, that's not what we're talking about. So expend action GD. Okay, the base actions performing does nothing. That's fine. Let's meant to perform. Get the scene tree from the game. Okay, but we can't reference game here. Is the other problem. Am I supposed to have an action node? Is that the issue? Because if I did... Action extends ref counted. Well, where are actions created? Event handler. Okay. The issue here is that action does not have a reference to game, so this doesn't work. This is the problem. Source error, cannot find game in the current scope, cannot resolve class action. Because they're looking for perform functions that I commented out. Okay. Could not find type game in the current scope. You know what? We're gonna Google that. Let's see what these have to say. Okay, this is relevant to our version. Comment out the class name statement, save. Uncomment the class name statement. Really? So if I do like that and save, and then do that and save. Text edit. Text edit.c++. What the heck? What is this talking about? Do this. But you're all upset because we don't have a game entity. How do I get game entity? Removing the .Godot folder. What? What's the .Godot folder? Do I have a .Godot folder? It's in here. That looks like all my imports, though. I don't want to get rid of that. Really? That's what I have to do? That seems like overkill. So you're getting entity just fine, right? What if I do that? Okay, so you're getting entity just fine. You're just not getting game. Class name entity. Wait a minute. Will that do it? Oh, I think that might have done it. Where'd my tutorial go? Oh, class name game. I missed that part. This line. Class name game. That's working. I bet this works now. Okay, well, movement still doesn't work. But the game runs, so that's something. Where's the sketch? Yeah, you're good now? Yeah, everybody's happy, Run the game. Okay, we don't move, but, no. Okay, the actions don't work, but... I'm so upset that I want... Fine, do you really... Are you happier now? Okay, fine. Solving all the problems. Okay, we finally fixed all the warnings. This is good. This is good. This is progress. This is good progress. Oh. Okay. Now, where's the part where they're supposed to be able to move around? Game. Oh, because I got rid of that. That'll do it. They might actually work now. Oh, look at that! Look at that! We're moving around! Oh my god! Oh, and the walls work too! I can't move through them. I can no longer parkour over the walls. Oh my god. Can I move over this guy? Yes, I can. And disappear behind him, apparently, because he's drawn on top of me. Ah, yes! Oh, I'm so happy. I've never been so happy about not being able to move through walls. Oh, thank you. Oh. Okay. Great. Okay. One second, well, I didn't drop. I forgot to put on my... I thought maybe my wrist was doing well enough today. I wouldn't need this, but no. No, it is not. Maintenance and prevention. Okay. Time to commit to version control. Yeah, it'd be, like, really cool if I actually, like, bothered to set up version control for this. I haven't. If my computer goes boom, it's gone. I'm highly professional like that. Yeah, I know. I have that thought every time I end a stream. I'm like, dang, I should really like commit this, and I just haven't set that up. I know, and like people might actually want to look at the code too. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'll do that after today's stream. I'll actually set up a GitHub repo for this. Because I feel like this will be less of a complete embarrassment than the cookie clicker was. So, we finished this chunk of tutorial. Do we want to generate a dungeon? Or... Time to set up Git. Yeah. Later today. You know, I will forget that I've said that, so let me just make a note. Let me make a note. In all caps, Git! Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. With a little priority star. There. So are we feeling dungeon, or do we want to work on pixel art and make our own like sprite sheet and art assets? Are we feeling more codey or more arty? I'm torn, because like generating a dungeon, but also like playing with art. And like the plan was to play with art, but like maybe I just want to write code. Maybe I don't want to mess with the art until I've got the code more solid. No, I'm gonna keep going with the code. Unless there is a dramatic outcry from chat, I will keep going with the code. Can't believe... If I just remembered class name game, not even remembered, if I just realized class name game last week, this would have all worked fine. Would have worked. Well, and I fixed it a little bit off stream as well. I was also missing the entities node, which is where all the player and the NPCs get spawned into. Basically anything that can move gets spawned into the entities node, and I didn't have that. But we have all the things now. Okay, we're handling dungeon generation. We're writing a procedural dungeon generator. Yes, which will give us a new dungeon each time. Okay, never mind. We're definitely doing this. Never mind the art. We're doing this because I'm way too excited about procedural map generation. I have wanted to learn this for so long. The algorithm is relatively simple. We place rooms in a way that they don't overlap, then connect each room to the previous with an L-shaped tunnel. We can think about it like starting with solid stone and carving these structures out of it. Great, like Dwarf Fortress. So we're going to... We're going to try and put things where you guys can still see it. Okay, we're starting with setting up tiles. Map data. Okay, so what are we doing to set up tiles? Because currently for setup tiles, we're this loop just draws all the floor tiles, and then this one adds a few sections of wall. So it's saying we're not randomly generating that chunk of wall anymore. What else are we changing? We changed the type we're filling the map with in the beginning to tile types wall. Ah, okay. So this is all the same, except for instead of filling it with floor, we're filling it with wall. So that should be like that. And we can't move anywhere because it's just wall. Great. Following the original tutorial in parallel or familiar with, you'll notice that the tutorial introduced a class for rectangular room. We won't need it. We're going to use Godot's built-in rect2i for that job. It works just as the rectangular room does. The only thing I need to explain in that context is the use of rect2i.grow-1 that you'll occasionally see in this part. This is equivalent to the rectangular room.inner from the original tutorial. It gives us the room shrunk by 1. That way, the dimensions of the room itself give us the coordinates of the walls surrounding the room. If two rooms directly border each other, we won't get any weird holes, but get a full wall around each room, minus the tunnels that run between or across. That, I think, makes sense, because there's a room, but we want the inner area of the room because there's a one tile of wall around the whole thing. Now for the dungeon generator, we call directly by map. In Godot, there are two approaches for a dedicated helper class like this. We can either have it as a plain node attached to the map, or we can have it as a non-node variable held by the map. What? There are two approaches for a dedicated helper class. We can either have it as a plain node attached to the map, or we can have it as a non-node variable held by the map. Okay. In a lot of cases, these are a matter of preference. Often having it as an actual node in the scene tree serves only the purpose of showing us the relationship more clearly in the editor. One reason to definitely choose the node route is if you have exported configuration variables, like we have. We will have all the configuration for our dungeon generator as exported variables of the dungeon generator node, so we can easily access them in the editor. Okay. To start with the dungeon generator, create a new node as a child of map. Child node, node 2D, rename it dungeon generator. Attach a new script. With underscores in lowercase. Oh, not this. We could dump it all in there, but we want it under map. I like how our map has dung. I think our tile map actually does have a little, like, poop emoji, too. Now I have a very stupid idea. Hang on. Where is it? There we go. That's the floor. I was pretty sure there was a stupid thing in here. I don't think my stupid joke's gonna work. I thought there was like a little poop emoji in here, and then I'm like, we could just make all the walls of the poop emoji, and then it's a dung gen. But I don't see it. So never mind my stupid joke. Oh, I was maybe thinking of this fire over here. That's clearly fire. Disappointing. Got all kinds of items though, that's cool. Well, you don't like my stupid joke. It was a pretty bad joke. Anyway, back to the actual tutorial. Dungeon. Let's go. Okay, I don't feel like typing all this out because it's basic stuff, so we're gonna copy paste and then take a quick look through it. So we have class name. We're exporting the size of the map so we can adjust that from the UI. We're getting a random number generator for reasons. Why are we getting a random number generator? Width, map height are the same as we've defined in the previous part of the map. Okay, we don't need them. You're saying we don't need map width and map height in here. Can remove them from the map script. We have procedural generation, so we also need a random number generator, which we store in, RNG, random number generator. And in the random ready function, okay, we call randomize just so we get a different dungeon each time we run. It mentions that we will carve out the dungeon. As we do a lot of carving, we'll be doing so in loops that give us the coordinates separately. We'll start with the following function. I assume this is a dungeon generator. So what are we doing here? Carve tile at this position. Okay, so we make a vector out of some grid coordinates. Then we get the tile at that position. And then we set the tile type to floor. Okay, so we just carve out a chunk of wall. First thing you might notice here is the C-style programming. We could have the map we are creating as a variable stored in the dungeon generator node. That would work, and nothing explicitly forbids it, and it would mean all the functions could directly access it. However, I felt that the dungeon, which will become the map data held by the map, should belong to the map node. Which is why I decided that I want to use this style, where I simply pass the object we want to manipulate, dungeon in this case, to every function that has to work on it. We'll see more of this with the other functions in the class. Okay, wait, so we're passing around map data as the variable dungeon rather than storing it as a separate node. Map data should belong to the map node, in which case other stuff wouldn't be able to access it. All right. We'll roll with that. Now that we can carve individual tiles, we want a way to carve whole rooms. So now we have a carve room function. So this is saying we get a 2D rectangle of integers, I guess. Room.grow -1 means shrink, which gives us the inner dimensions of the room. And then we loop through each position in the inner space and carve the tile. Okay. Yep, okay, by now ready for a subversion. Okay, and then we have a generate dungeon. So we create a new map data. We create a room with these dimensions and a room with those dimensions, carve them out, and return the dungeon. So this will be a 2-room dungeon with no hallways. Let's random that first. Tree Walking Universe, that was a cool project as well. Yeah, I remember those projects. Every tile was a node and it chose... Every tile was a node and it chose one of the neighbors at random and walked down that road with a certain chance to make a turn, and returned after a certain number of steps. Or when it didn't find a new way and made a new path from 2 tiles back, that was a new branch. Crossings, it then placed points of interest. Oh. Neat. That's a very interesting way to generate a dungeon. I like that. I might incorporate that later. I like that quite a lot, actually. I'm gonna roll with the tutorial right now while I figure out how things work. But later we can go back and change how things work. And I might steal that. Points of interest? What kind of points of interest? Like a chest or an enemy, or like... What kind of points of interest? Dungeon. Dungeon. Oh, and then I need to obviously get a... Guess we don't need a map data anymore, do we? Just need that. Just a reference to the dungeon generator. A dungeon needs loot and carnage. Oh, well, yeah. Free excellent. We had enemies, healing wells, something else. It was a really small project for a semester. Nice. We never did games in university. That would have been so much more fun. We just did like, this is how you do a depth first tree traversal and a breadth first tree traversal. What are you going to use this for? I don't know, but you know the algorithm now. It would have been way cooler to have a little game project. Would have made algorithms class way more fun. Or build a red-black tree, or build a heap and sort it, and stuff that is just, it's not that fun. Oh wait, was I was not supposed to get rid of the map data variable, was I? That'll do. Okay. If you haven't already, remove the exported map with map height file. Yep. Okay, now export a new reference to our dungeon generator in the ready function. We now simply get a new map data from the generator and place tiles. Yes. It only produced sausage like one with paths, not rooms of any kind. Not sure if your game will have some kind of instance fights later on, or real-time fights in the dungeon map. Ladder, it wouldn't work without a lot of adjustments. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go with whatever the tutorial says. But then when we're done, if I don't like it, I can change it. Instance fights, yeah, I don't know, like a turn-based thing or like a real-time. I mean, this lends itself to being turn-based really, really well, so we'll see. We will see what happens. This vague notion that this might end up being like hacker-themed, so maybe there's like a terminal or something, and you have to. It's not a fight in the classic sense, but you have to like do some kind of like little hacking minigame. Failed out of university after first semester. It's one of the only useful things. Math and some personal stuff stood in my way. Fair. There was a stunning amount of math that I never used. In 10 years as a software developer, the most complex math I personally used was calculating taxes in different countries, because I worked in e-commerce. I did not need the advanced algebra that I had to take in second year that nearly broke me. Oof. Unless you want to, like, go into a domain that is really mathy, you don't need it. I mean, you also don't need a university degree to be a software developer, so. Depends how much you like academia, I guess. But if you just want to go out and get a job, a 2-year college degree will do just fine. Ideally, maybe 3-year if they have like a work placement thing. Definitely always do work placements. If your schooling offers work placements, absolutely do it. Because A, building out the resume, but B, building out your professional network. So useful. so incredibly useful. Like, I don't even have the stuff that I did for my co-op terms on my resume anymore because it was so long ago, but the people that I met, well, no, in my third work term, I'm still, like, I still keep in touch with some of the people, and, like, the other students that I was doing my terms with, and, like, I kept in touch with them and, like, got jobs because of it later because we had networked and we knew each other and we could recommend each other. So the networking aspect is super important. It's easier for great mathematicians to be decent enough programmers on the side than it is for great programmers to be decent mathematicians. Yes. I will have to agree with that. It's easier to write good enough code than to write really good code but learn how to do something else. I've absolutely forgotten what I was actually supposed to be doing. Apparently I'm placing tiles. What were we doing? Make the generator and actually drawable, and that's the most basic dungeon generator. Okay, yay, okay. Should be able to run the project at this point. Let's see if we can actually run the project at this point. Oh, look at that! 2 rooms! We haven't spawned in either of the rooms, but the rooms exist. The rooms are there. How big is this? Ah, look at that. Our dungeon is quite large. And we can't move because we're surrounded by walls. But hey, we have rooms. This is good. Depending what you have configured, the player might be inside or outside one of the rooms. Okay. So back in Dungeon Generator, we'll create 3 new functions. Because we need tunnels. Is this the moment for secret tunnel? Okay, can do horizontal tunnel. Which just carves out an X range. So given the dungeon Y value stays constant, and then we have an X start and an X end. So we just carve out everything between X start and X end. And it can tunnel in either direction depending on whether X start is greater or less than X end. So that's cool. Which could cause, oh, that could cause issues in the range function. Therefore, we first sort them by calculating X min and X max. And then draw from min to max. Okay. Okay, so just take the smaller one and take the bigger one, and that's fine. Element range loop over all of the coordinates. And ranges exclusive, so we have to add one to make sure that we include the last tile as well. So then we need a vertical tunnel, which is going to do the same deal but with Y. Easy. And now we can make L-shaped tunnels. So how does this work? Get our dungeon, a start and an end vector. And using our random number generator, it's less than a half, we'll go horizontal and then vertical. Otherwise, we'll go vertical and then horizontal. Okay. So... add the following line to the generate dungeon function. So you're saying... tunnel between. Don't believe at this point there are any guarantees that these... Oh, get center, yes. Okay, so the tunnel will be from the center of one room to the center of another room. Okay. So that should... create an L-shaped tunnel between the center and the center? Wait, what? Does this work? Yes, it does. Look at that. We have a nice little tunnel between our two rooms. I want to fix the player position so I can actually walk around. There's start position. Get viewport rectangle. I just divide this by more, will that be useful? Nope. That puts us over here. What if I divide it by 1? Nope, that puts us down there. Alright, well, we're just gonna leave that as is for now and hope the tutorial covers it later. Because this is just saying get viewport rectangle. Size of floor divided by 2. So just stick us in the middle, which is... Wait, I can move where the rooms are. I don't really know what these numbers mean. Ah, here we go. Constructor X, Y. width, height. Okay. X, Y, width, height. So starting at 20 across and 15 down. So if we're like... Hang on, let's put this in a good spot. 20 across. We need to move it. Well, let's make this 25 across. And 10. Oops, that probably doesn't work. Okay. So if we just move where that room is. Aha! And then I can walk around the room. And then we still have a little hallway that we can get over to the other room. Ha ha ha! Very exciting. Love it. Okay, so we have basic dungeon generation, but it's going to make the same dungeon every time. So the next thing we do is going to be make an actual algorithm. Okay. So in dungeon generation, we need more export categories. Oops. Except we're replacing that one. Rooms range. Oh, we can have up to 30 rooms that are size 6 to 10. Neat. Quick thing to mention ahead of the function we're about to write is that we'll pass the player as an argument to this function. We want to place the player character at the center of the first room we created, and for that we need a reference to it. We'll have to update the other node's code a bit to accommodate that, but first, the algorithm. Okay, so in generate dungeon, still have that. I don't want to write all this out, so we're going to copy, and we're going to paste, and then we're going to look at it. Okay. So we have an array of rooms, which is an array of rectangles. Oops. So, or try room in max rooms, so. Because we set max rooms to be 30, so we're going to try to make 30 rooms. So we... Oh, so we get a range, a random range between the min and max size for width and height. That's what that's doing. What is this doing? Dungeon width minus room width minus 1. Don't quite know what those two lines are doing. Oh, is this this is probably finding the top left corner. Because that's the full dungeon width, minus however wide the room is, minus 1. I don't quite understand how that's working. Anyway, then we make a rectangle with the new room. Okay. We're creating a randomly sized room within our constraints and placing it at... Oh, and place it at a random position. Oh, okay, this is generating a random number that is on the map, and we're subtracting the room width so that we can put it on the edge of the map without the room running off the edge of the map. So that's the constraint, making sure that it's at least the width of the room inside the map so that it doesn't go off the map. Okay, I get what that's doing now. But otherwise it's placed at a random position. And then we check if it has intersections. So we check for each of the rooms that we've created. Oh, and rectangle, this rectangle class has an intersects function that checks for overlapping points. In order to allow bordering rooms, one room is shrunk. So if room intersects with any of the new rooms and has intersections, we break out of the room, or break out of the loop. And if it has intersections, then we go on to the next room in rooms. No, break out of that loop. We can... Oh, we, if it has intersections, then we stop and go back to the top of the tri-room loop. Okay. So if it has intersection, so if we run through the rooms and we find that it intersects with another room, we throw it out and try again. Otherwise, we carve out the room. So then this is saying if rooms is empty, that's our array of rooms is empty. Oh, so if our rooms array is empty, because we haven't added anything to it yet because we're currently creating our first room, then we get the center of it. Ooh, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Okay. So we get the center of it, and we don't have a reference to player yet, but we'll fix that momentarily. Did you know that? Is that supposed to be like the Bill Nye the Science Guy? Did you know that? A group of cats is called Clouder? I did not know that. Okay, so we, if the room says I'm going to put it at the center. And, oh, there's more, okay. A group of cat girls is called a dev team? You know, I would love to actually see that. Because I feel like there's a joke in here somewhere about the sad fact about the lack of women in STEM fields. I would love to see a cat girl dev team. I've never worked in a place with enough women that we could have made a cat girl dev team. We would have had to recruit some of the guys to dress up as cat girls to make a whole team. Joke about the giant apparent amount of cute trans girls in IT. Oh. That must be like a younger generation thing, because in the millennial generation there are not. There are not. But if that's a Gen Z thing, I'm super on board. I am super on board to have cute trans girls in STEM fields. Absolutely. Oh, example you. Nice. Millennial, I think. If you have to think, you're probably not. Okay, seriously, what is wrong with me? My eyes have started watering. 95's right on the edge. You could go either way. I mean, the generation labels are largely kind of useless. It's more of a shorthand for like, what was the pop culture in your formative years? I am very solidly in the middle of the band of years, generally considered millennial. But siblings also right on the edge. I have this theory that if you're right on the edge between the generational divide, which is super arbitrary, but if you're on that line, you tend, if you had older siblings, you'll tend towards their generational pop culture stuff because you have that influence. But if you are the oldest sibling, then you'll tend towards the younger generation pop culture stuff. This is my theory. I'm the oldest, sadly. Why sadly? What's wrong with being the oldest? And you get to do that only child thing where everybody gives you way too many presents when you're little and tiny and cute. Sorry, I don't know what's wrong with my eyes. They're just like watering like crazy. I'm not crying, I swear. Hyper, you're back. Way too many responsibilities. Okay, fair. And you have to be the good example and the good role model. And you don't get away with stuff. Fair enough. Okay. Where is this cord? There we go. What was I doing with this code? Does anybody remember? I was looking at... Oh yes, I was looking at player position. Right, so if we've made the first room, we're going to put the player at the center of the room. Otherwise, we're going to tunnel between this room and the previous room. Room is back, get center, new room, get center. What are we making today? I'm working my way through a tutorial to make a roguelike game. And once I'm through the tutorial, I'm going to go back and change it to be exactly what I want. Because this is my this is my second ever game. This is my second Godot game, and it's already looking way better. It won't probably run, no, it won't run right now, because we haven't fixed this line yet. But, oh my god. Chill, Godot. Oh my god, it was so unhappy. Okay, let's not do that again. It's angry because we don't have a reference to player yet, but we're gonna fix that in a second. And then we've appended the new room. So specifically right now we're working on procedural dungeon generation, which is something I've never done before, and I'm super excited to learn it today. And I think we like generally have it, except that we need to fix this because we don't have a player reference. To be a Unity dev after the license shenanigans and moving to Godot. Yeah, that's why I decided to pick up Godot rather than Unity, because I was thinking I was going to do Unity, and then the shenanigans happened. I'm like, Godot's open source. I like open source. Still haven't completed a project. I started this in January. I started the game dev journey in January, and I made a very sad cookie clicker game. But I learned so much stuff. So I feel like I'm capable of making a roguelike game now. So I'm doing what this tutorial says, and then I'm gonna change it to be some kind of hacker-themed roguelike that I haven't totally figured out yet. But that's a later problem. It's not going very fast because I only do it 2 hours a week on stream. And if you've ever tried to stream while live coding, is the most wildly unfocused thing because like 80% of your time you're talking to chat. So the fact that I learned a game engine and a new programming language and how to do game dev, including art and music, in 8 2-hour sessions. 7 2-hour sessions. I feel like I'm doing all right. Better make it as complicated as other roguelikes. We'll get there. We'll get there. This is only the second session. This might also involve playing other roguelikes for research purposes. Sometimes, if I don't feel like coding. So we'll see. Aside from Godot stuff, what are your favorite dev achievements? Well, there was that time at work where they're like, hey, do you know Go? And I'm like, no. And they're like, do you know microservices? And I'm like, no. And they're like, cool, do you want to learn Go and microservices to make this critical piece of company infrastructure? You and this one other dev get to build this absolutely critical piece of company infrastructure? And I'm like, sure. And we did. And it worked. It worked the second time. It did not work the first time. The first time is actually, weirdly, this is vaguely related to cat girls. So we built this whole microservice system for reasons that aren't important. But because neither of us knew Go or microservices, we did it wrong the first time, because that's how it goes. Oh, Go like the programming language? Golang? Looks kind of like checkers. So we live on a quiet street, and so the driving schools that are around here come and practice 3-point turns right in front of my driveway. And I'm just always very concerned that they're just gonna like drive on my yard. This one does not look promising. They're usually fine, but this one looks very unpromising. Anyway, Golang, microservices. When you're learning something, the first thing you make is trash. Which is my first game, my cookie clicker game is trash. When you're learning anything, the first thing you make is trash. The second thing is way better. Still not great, but way better. And then the third thing is like actually good. So me and this other guy, we don't know Golang. We don't know microservices. So the first thing we make is trash. We have conceptually done it wrong. Like from the get-go, we were not storing the right data, we weren't processing it properly. We had to rebuild it almost from scratch. But we had to deliver this news, this is where the cat girl is related. We had to deliver this news in a meeting that happened to occur on a day near Halloween. It was the day that we were having the Halloween stuff in office. Because of course this is pre-pandemic and we were all in office. So it's Halloween days, so like, I'm dressed up. I'm dressed up as a cat girl. And then this meeting happens where we have to inform management that shit's broken and we need to rebuild it, and it's gonna take like another couple of months. And I'm delivering this very serious news while I'm wearing a bubblegum pink wig with little fuzzy white cat ears with bells that jingle and the little bows. It's like I am full cat girl. Being like, hey management, our shit's broken. Yeah. So that was an unproud moment, but then we did fix it. And then it worked, and it's great, and as far as I know, they're still using it. I don't work there anymore, but as far as I know, they still use it. I don't know if any of the code that I originally wrote is still in it at this point, because that would have been like 5 years ago. But we made a thing, and it worked, eventually, the second time. So that's my story time about cat girls and meetings. 10 out of 10. Yes, that's what I aim for. What time is it? Okay. Just gotta keep an eye on the time today, because I wish I could stream on a different day that wasn't Wednesdays. I mean, I probably could. If I rearrange my life, I could stream on a not Wednesday day and then I could do these streams for longer, but I have a dance class on Wednesday nights and I need to, you know, eat before I go dance for 3 hours straight. So these are time boxed to 2 hours. That's a pretty hard deadline. To start earlier? Like, I could get up early enough to start before 3 in the afternoon. I mean, yes, but no. You know, I tried to do 2 p.m. streams for a while. You know how well that went. It didn't. 3 p.m.'s working. Don't mess with things that aren't broken. Ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, yeah, I mean, yes, but no. I don't wanna. Try to make a grand strategy game? Well, it will be my 3rd project, so it'll be actually maybe decent. What's sort of a grand strategy game? Like what, examples? Give me examples. Where were we even at? Because I want to finish this so we can actually see this working. Okay, yes, we did the things, we went through the code, and then we just need to fix this. This is just going through the code that I just did, that I don't need to read through that because I have been writing code for 10 years and I can read code. And with that, the dungeon is complete. Okay. Crusader Kings, Europa, Versailles. I have not played any of those. I am so terrible at strategy games, so I tend not to play them. But I could make one that maybe I'm good at. I don't know. Me and strategy just like do not click. Doesn't mean I don't like to try. So I could try. Some like Civ or Hearts of Iron. I feel like I'm not intelligent, right? I do not have strategy brain. My husband has great strategy brain, and we try to play these games together, and he just steamrolls me every single time. Like, unless I am insanely lucky. And maybe he also lets me win. I don't know. He hasn't admitted to it, but I think maybe that's what's happening. Yeah, I don't have strategy brain. It's fun, so who cares? Exactly. If you're having fun, you're doing it right. So maybe I am not unopposed to the idea. But we're gonna be on this roguelike for a while, so somebody write that down. Keep it in the back of their brain for like a month or two from now. When we need a new game to make. Sometimes it's really scary what she can cook up. Like, how scary? I'm intrigued. Mass murder in Stellaris. Or the pirate passed that function. Okay, so in map GD, we need to get the player. Oops. Is an entity. I can type. Don't judge me. And pass player. Change the ready function to the font. Oh, okay, so we're not ready, we're generate. Okay. And then this is upset because why? Too many more arguments for generate dungeon. Okay, that fixed that. We can't create... Can't create the dungeon right away as soon as the map node exists. We have to wait for the player to exist, so we're no longer generating the dungeon in ready, but instead wait for the game node to call generate. On the map. Okay, got our game node. On ready. We're just gonna take this. Because we don't need all of this. We're getting rid of our NPC right now is what this is doing. We don't need to position our player because the map's doing that. So we just create our player, add it to the entities node, and then generate the map and give the map the player to stick into itself once it's generated. Games with simple rules. We learned Go the game together, and I had quite the head start, but after only she absolutely looked. I don't know if I've ever played Go the game. I'm vaguely familiar with it. I don't know if I've actually ever played it. I probably get steamrolled at that too. Anyone heard of the band Kent? I have not. What genre of music is Kent? Gonna an alert because I try to be productive myself. Good luck and have fun. Remember to hydrate, check your posture, and occasionally stretch your fingers. I have hydration. I'm actually standing at my standing desk, so my posture isn't horrendous. It's not great. I stand in all kinds of weird positions. I'll stretch when I'm done. I'm going to dance tonight. There will be lots of stretch. Aw, thanks for the follow. Swedish dark synth. Interesting. I'll have to check that out. Hang on, where's my Spotify? I'll cue that up to listen to while I'm doing admin stuff after the stream. AlphaGo documentary on YouTube. I feel like maybe I watched that. Did I watch that? Wait, hang on. Too many things. Kent. Artist. And the artist has songs that are definitely not in English. Okay. That is definitely the Swedish one. Cool. I'll follow that. Check out... Ah, yes, their first song. Okay, I'll check that out after. Because I have admin stuff I need to do after the stream, so... I'll listen to that while I do that. Did I find some time to look at Art of Code? I did. I really enjoyed that documentary. That was really great. And then the YouTube recommendations led me down an absolute rabbit hole. I think I ended up finding like 4 more like vaguely related documentaries and like TED Talks and stuff. Absolute rabbit hole. And now I'm so excited about learning how to live code properly with Sonic Pi. This thing over here that's making the music right now. I'm so excited about it that I started trying to learn some music theory so I could actually like come up with like melodies and stuff that actually sound good, because this is all like algorithmically generated. And I just need to know the parameters to put in to have it algorithmically generate something that doesn't sound like trash, but I don't have the music background. However, sibling and sibling's partner both have master's degrees in music. So I am now getting, on Tuesday nights, I'm not getting music theory lessons from sibling. So I'm gonna get like the super condensed music theory university course. Insofar as it's relevant to generating electronic music. So last night I learned about chords and scales and a whole bunch of stuff I didn't know before. And like why things are, well, maybe not why, but like how to make things major and minor and relative majors and minors and key signatures and all this stuff. Yeah, so all that to say, looking at Art of Code sent me down a rabbit hole, and my god, where is even my thing? Sent me down a rabbit hole, and now I'm learning music theory. So thanks for that. Tonight Sentinels of the Multiverse for me, and Mr. B wishes to order dinner so I don't have to cook dinner. Nice! Score. What's dinner gonna be? I may suggest sushi or new burger. Oh, I really want new burger now. Obviously there's no new burger over here, but there's not like a good... I haven't found a good new burger replacement. I'm sad about it. I was actually talking to a friend about them. He said he had heard a similar band turned out to also be Kent. Nice. I love that when it turns out you're talking about the same thing after all. The debate is in fact between sushi. Haha, I know. It's almost like I know you. Or Indian or the raw vegan restaurant. Okay, next time in town, can we try the raw vegan restaurant? Because I'm super curious. I completely forgot I put that in there. %1,000% forgot I added that sound. I was definitely going to properly learn the dance for that. I believe it is from some anime. I just keep seeing it on TikTok with this dance, and apparently late one night I thought it was a good idea to add it to my stream. My stream sounds. Stream alerts? Sound alerts. There we go. Disappointed I want a refund? Was my dancing not good enough for you? I actually don't care. You can have a refund if you want it. It's channel points. It matters not in the slightest to me. I should probably actually watch the anime that it's from, hey? That might be a thing to do. I seem to get in the same space as weebs. Because... I don't know. Nerds, weebs, code writing people, we're all the same. Also, I'm not really a weeb. I'm like very peripherally on the edges of anime. I do not consider myself a weeb. Oh, fine, have a refund. But, there we go. Weebs and cat girls have it all. I don't know, just the nerdy types gravitate to the code writing thing. I don't know if it's like... I guess the stereotype's there for a reason, but like... Do we write code because that's the stereotype for the hobbies that we're into, or do we get into the hobbies that we're into because it fits the stereotype of people who write code? I don't know. I suspect to a large extent the stereotype exists for a reason. Found me in some random YouTube rabbit hole? Nice. I'm actually so surprised how well the like posting VODs and clips and stuff on YouTube is working for increasing viewership. Like the number of follows I get when I am not streaming is collectively higher than the follows I get while I am streaming. Just from people finding stuff on like YouTube and TikTok. Like, bet you don't even know one pre-Seleucid emperor? I definitely don't. Given that I don't even know how to properly say that word. Hi, Great Faker, how's it going? Hey, you were one of my offline follows. Hey, thanks for the follow. From Straight Stream. Oh, yay! It's almost like that, like, collaborating and hyping each other up stream. Or streamer... What are words? Words are hard. Anyway, hi. Glad to have you. You've never been to the Mighty Kiwi? I have definitely not ever been... What is the Mighty Kiwi? Is that a new restaurant? It's a mighty kiwi. I've also forgotten what I was actually supposed to be doing with this code again. Vegetarian, it's been around for ages. Going back to lurking, enjoy your lurking. It's from the Greek. I definitely don't know how to read that. Okay. Yeah, I definitely don't know. Salukus? Straight in my forte, go back to lurking. Lurking is just fine. I'm actually coming up on the time where I have to end the stream, so I have to figure out what's not working. Or is it working? You know what? Is it working? I don't know. We're gonna find out if it's working. Oh! Oh, look at this dungeon! There's a dungeon! Oh, look at that! We're in the dungeon! Oh my god, you guys, we have a dungeon! Ah! This is cool! I can walk around and we can get some like double wide hallways because why not? This is so cool! It's okay, well, hang on. I don't like that I can't just hold down the arrow key to go over it. This is, I don't think that's quite supposed to happen. The hallway generation is a little, eh. I really need to change this so that I don't have to tap the arrow key a trillion times to go over here. Tile said, I'm gonna make a prettier one. I was just way too excited about procedurally generated stuff today. I was gonna do the tile set today, but nah. Ah, okay, so that works. And then if I load it up again, we get a completely different dungeon! Hey! What is this garbage? They're not supposed to do that. I'm pretty sure they're not supposed to overlap like that. See ya. What is this garbage overlap? What is this garbage over? These are so overlapping each other. What is this garbage overlap? Okay, we'll need to work on that. Okay, what is left in this tutorial for today? We now did everything the original tutorial did for this part. However, when playing, you probably can go outside the game window. The Python tutorial creates a window at a specific size and fits the map to perfectly fit that window. We could do something similar. How I feel it's just easier to have a camera to follow the player. That's slightly challenging when you handle all the rendering yourself in Godot. It's trivial. We just need to attach a camera 2D node to our player. Well, let's do that. That sounds like a great way to end the stream today. Don't mind me dancing to my own music. In order to be able to set the camera's properties in the editor, we will make a new camera 2D node as child of game. Okay. Make a new camera 2D node as a child of game. Add child node. Camera 2D. The only option we will edit for this now is zoom. Zoom, okay. Which we will set to, which we will set to 2, 2. 2, 2. That will double the size of all of our assets and we can see a bit better what's going on. Now to attach to the player, we once again modify the ready function in game. Ready function in game. Do. Did the sound alerts stop working? Did that actually work? Cute. What is going on here? I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. Okay, we gotta finish this because I gotta wrap up. It's past 5 o'clock. Okay, we did a modify the right function. That's what we're doing. We're doing that. Okay, we got... This is behind my head on the stream, so let me just put it over here and then we can talk about it. Okay, so we're getting the camera. We're remove child camera, player.add child camera, entities.add child player. Okay, so wait, so we're making a player and we're making a camera. We're removing the camera from where it is, sticking it on the player, sticking the player in the entities array, and then generating the map with the player in it. And just like that, we have a camera following the player? Question mark? Oh, look at that! You guys! Oh my god! Look at that! We can wander around and explore the dungeon and the camera follows! Oh, I'm so excited! Ah! Oh, this is so cool. I was gonna say it's fun. It's, I mean, it's not all that fun, honestly, yet, but, you know, it's the beginning. Ah! It's the beginning. This is great! I'm so excited! I just want to see, because this room overlap thing is bothering me. Does it sound like it's working? Okay, great. This room overlap thing is not... I don't like it. I want to see if I can fix that. Dungeon generator. Don't need the tutorial anymore. So what do we got? We got a random side head. Okay, so an intersection. I think this is the result of an off by 1 error, so I think if I get rid of this part, this might work better. There we go. We have multiple hallways, don't worry about it. But, I guess this is probably a hallway rather than a room overlap. Because there's no intersection checking for hallway drawing. I wonder if we can add that. Check intersections. Because I already like this better. Get a new dungeon just to check it out. This is a very well-connected room. My goodness. It's got 7 exits. But the rooms are not intersecting with each other anymore, so that's good. The hell happened here? Is it just that many hallways connecting these? I wonder if I can add some kind of intersection checking for the hallways. No, that's gonna have to wait. Okay. But we're doing great. We're doing great, guys. I'm so excited. We have functioning stuff. We have a dungeon automatically generated. It spawns me in a room, not on a wall. We can move around. Camera follows us so we can actually like explore. I wonder if we'll do Fog of War stuff next time. What's next on the tutorial? What is actually next on the tutorial? To the next part. Where do you link to the next part? This is the next part, yes. You're not linked to the next part. This is very upsetting. Oh, there's so many parts. Okay, that was part 3, part 4? Field of view. There we go. You're off to become human? Alright, enjoy. Ah, yes, we are going to do field of view next time. Oh, that's great. So this will be more fun so we can actually explore the dungeon. I'm also gonna have a think about trying to check out the hallway hotel. Oh my god, the hallway intersections. And see if I can make them not intersect rooms. I'll have to be a little bit smart about it because we do want them to intersect two of the rooms. Two of the rooms? Two of the rooms. We don't want them to necessarily intersect other rooms. Or maybe we do. Nah, it's fine. I'll leave it. It's fine for now. We've achieved things. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Like I had stuff I wanted to say. I don't know. Oh yeah, it's my birthday month. And if you were feeling very festive and wanted to buy me a present, because it's my birthday month, I have a throne wish list. And that's all I'll say about that. I'll be back on Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern for a Dwarf Fortress stream, and we'll be back doing more game dev next Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern, for doing field of view stuff. VODs are up on YouTube around 24 hours later-ish. There's a TikTok, there's an Instagram, there's a Discord server. You can check those things out if that is of interest to you. Otherwise, I suppose we should go raid somebody, hey? We have a few people in here. Shall we go raid somebody? Who's streaming? That might be interesting. I don't know. I need to have a better plan for these things. No, I'm gonna be lame and not raid anybody. I'm so sorry. I gotta get going. So we're just gonna roll with it. Alright, I'll see you guys on Friday for Dwarf Fortress. Bye!